there's a lady, she's an author. Her name is Jane Glincher. I may have butchered the way you say her name, but she's the author of 7 Secrets to Power Praying. Now, most of our teachers, I've given you this book. A lot of people in the church, I've given you this book. I've seeded it into you because I like this book so much. It's one of my favorite books. Now, I have read and reread this book, and God has used it in my life in a very powerful way. Now, this is not in the book. This was on her blog. She said that she was going through the self-checkout at the grocery store, and she overheard a conversation what the woman was having with the cashier. And she said since she had torn her rotator cuff, could the cashier please help her with her groceries, because it was going to be pretty painful for her to do it. Now, she tells how most of the time she is laser focused on everything that she's doing on her to-do list. So, getting her groceries and, staying in her lane. She's focused on all that stuff. She's really not focused on the peripheral. She's not really listening to other things that are going on and paying attention. And she was bringing out that sometimes the Holy Spirit wants us to step outside of ourselves and not be so focused just on what we're doing, but to listen to what He wants us to do. Now, she said she heard this lady say this about this torn rotator cuff, and she said it really caught her attention because I remember from reading in her book that she had stood for a long time to receive healing for a torn rotator cuff. I mean, she stood on the Word, the Lord told her she was healed, and yet no evidence of it for months and months. And then, one morning she woke up and she was completely healed. Nothing was there. Now, I'm bringing this one out because I feel very strongly that I'm supposed to. She followed this lady from the grocery store into the parking lot, and she explained, the lady explained to her, as she had introduced herself, and she said, I was in a similar situation. I had this, and the Lord miraculously healed my torn rotator cuff years ago, and I believe that He would do it for you. And the lady shared with her all about, she had 2 of them, and she shared, sometimes, I love this little catchphrase, sometimes when I pray for people, they get healed. May I pray for you? Doesn't that take all the pressure off? That lets God use you, and just, if they want to receive the prayer, it just opens the door for them to receive the prayer. And the lady said, sure, I'd love for you to pray for me. And so she prays for the lady in the parking lot. And she said several minutes of prayer later, the lady lifted both of her arms over her head pain-free, and she exclaimed, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. She has no pain. She is totally healed.